Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and welcome back to a brand new Total War 3 Kingdoms Let's Play on the channel, as we finally return to the Yellow Turbans with He in the 194 A World Betrayed start. Now this campaign will be without any mods, but to keep things interesting, we'll be adding a few house rules. First, this will be a This is a Total War campaign, where we must declare war on all factions the moment we meet them, and we cannot peace out with any of them. Second, this will be a peasant-focused campaign to better reflect the Yellow Turban Rebellion, especially during this later period when He was active historically. And what this is going to mean is that all armies will start out with only peasant units, but once we reach rank 10 with any of them, we're allowed to switch to more advanced units. So essentially this is a twist on the more monotonous peasant-only campaigns, which does get a bit stale into the late game, as we're now allowed to switch into more advanced unit and showcase them, but restricted by the fact that our peasant unit have to reach max rank first. And lastly, this is going to be an extreme unit size let's play, as I do want to maximize the number of peasants on the screen to give scale to this campaign. So with all that said, let's quickly give an overview of the faction before we officially get started. So if we first take a look at the faction here, He, leader of the people, playstyle focus is population, and starting situation for 194 is hard. But the 194 start is actually quite interesting because we have the combination of the three playable Yellow Turban DLC factions, with He being the main faction, but Huang Zu and Gan Ning joining you as part of your team, as we get sort of this collage of all 6 unique characters, minus Zhang Kai, who is not included in your starting roster, mainly because he's involved historically in killing Liu Chong. We'll get into that a bit later, but first taking a look at faction focus, we have Dominion of He, which gives us increased replenishment rate, very useful for our peasant focused campaign here, and we'll get population bonus, which will decrease recruitment costs in our commanderies. It's an additional bonus for having high population. We'll try to do that in a few commanderies which we deem sort of economically feasible to upgrade to tall to get that higher population cap. But we're probably not going to need that, since recruiting peasants doesn't cost that much, so recruitment cost is not a big issue for us. The replenishment rate is, however, very important and something we'll focus on in our early game. We don't technically have a unique unit, but we do have one that we get at the start of the game through a free tech in the reform tree, and this is Youxia. It's an unbreakable unit, decent armor, guerrilla deployment, pretty good infantry option. We won't be allowed to use this because we have that additional peasantry rule where we have to rank them up to level 10 before we can get one of these units. We will, however, start with one of these, and we will delete that to make things fair, and we'll get to get a glimpse of it in our first couple battles here on turn 1. We do get a unique building in the village healer. It's not very good, you don't get any money from this, public order is not very important. Population growth, although it's synchronized with your bonuses, it's not something you need to build for. Using money to get population is just not worth it in my opinion. And lastly, we have a unique assignment, Aid the Wounded. You get additional income from commerce, and once again, population boost, which is our theme. And as I mentioned before, we get pretty much all the unique Yellow Turban DLC characters except Zhang Kai. We don't see Pei Yuanshao here because we don't have space, and also because he's fictional. But once again, we'll talk about the historical relevance of these characters once we do hop into game itself. Looking at He as our faction leader, we do get his faction mechanics, his background bonus of 4k population growth, 100 point of faction support for when we conquer a new settlement, which is helpful for public order, and that will help us with continuing growing the population. And then we get 15 point melee evasion for melee infantry. This is the big one. This one I believe is for his own retinue or his own army. I'm not sure. We'll see once we do hop into game. But this is a massive boost, and we'll try to take full advantage of that. And all these are part of his Leader of the People background bonus. And we'll be doing this once again on romance mode with legendary difficulty, 40-minute battle timer, and let's go. Alrighty, so we load into the game, straighten out our map, and the reason why the starting situation is hard is because we're sandwiched between these two armies, Huang Zu and Liu Biao's army. Huang Zu is leading the army himself, he has his son, This is technically our turn 1 fight because we cannot move into the other army. We're stuck in their zone control. Now these two armies cannot reinforce each other, so it's not that bad. And we have a much stronger starting army, which will cause them to run away. We're going to fix that. We're going to weaken ourselves so that we can fight them without them escaping and having us chase them. Because if they run back into this forest and we chase them, then we are not able to fight Gan Ning on the same turn. And I'd rather have a weak army that we can outperform in battle and take out both of them on turn 1 than having one army escape back, get stronger, and then we have to deal with a much more difficult fight. And also we're deleting all these units since they're not peasants, and that goes against our rules. We will, however, use them in this first fight, since it doesn't make sense for us to restart our recruitment with the mustering. That's just suicide on turn 1. We are allowed to recruit, and we might do a very interesting recruitment tactic where we swap out the general for one of our other characters on the roster before the second fight against Gan Ning, since Gan Ning is a lot stronger. Not only is he a unique character, he starts out with hail of arrows, and that's just very hard to deal with. So we might have to call our own guy, He Man, who also starts with hail of arrows to kind of match him, and hopefully we can use it better than he can. So speaking of characters, let's quickly talk about how we fit in this historical period, 194. We are a group of Yellow Turban remnants. The official rebellion happened more than a decade ago, and it failed. We are sort of semi-bandits who has picked up this banner to kind of call people to our support. Sort of a populist movement, and the leader of this movement is Huang Zu, He Yi, and He Man. They were active in the Runan area, which is why we start here, stretching all the way to Inchuan, which is this area here. So we were sort of this bandit Yellow Turban organization over here plaguing Cao Cao's land, and Cao Cao in turn campaigned against us in 196. The result of that campaign is the execution of Huang Zu and He Man, and He Yi surrendered to Cao Cao afterwards. Historically speaking, there was no mentioning of He Yi after the surrender, so he was not really utilized as a general, and that sort of is everything that these three gentlemen kind of do, historically speaking. Bandits, upstarts get crushed by Cao Cao, 2 of them get executed, and 1 surrenders. Now, in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, they're given slightly bigger roles. He Man actually duels Cao Hong and fights pretty even fight before getting tricked and killed. So he is deemed quite strong in the novel, which is why he has the most powerful. Also, he has a great name. You know, you can call him He-Man, and we all know where that goes with that meme. But they're not that great characters historically, and they don't do great things. Gongdu, however, is technically much younger than them, and 41 is definitely not a correct age. There is no historical record of his age, but he was a Yellow Turban that was active in 201, so about 5 years after this initial remnant movement ended. And he was also active in the Runan area. He teamed up with Liu Bei and Yuan Shao during the Battle of Guandu. And when Cao Cao was having trouble with his rear, he and Liu Bei tried to fight in the Nanyang region, got crushed by Cao Ren, and then he joined Liu Bei and escaped to join Liu Biao. So he worked under Liu Bei, historically speaking, but also not in a prominent role where he would get recorded in history after that. So similar to He Yi joining Cao Cao, there's not much of a record of him doing anything after joining Liu Bei. Pei Yuan Shao here is a fictional character. We kind of could guess this from 2 things. He has a 2-character Yuan Shao, sort of first name, I guess, since this is his family name or last name. And the characters of the Three Kingdom period of the Eastern Han only use typically 1-character names. He's an invention of the author of Romance of Three Kingdoms, who lived in the late Song and Yuan dynasty, where 3-character names like this is very common. And he was sort of this character that allied himself with Zhou Cang in an area called, I believe, Woniu Shan, which means kind of the Crouching Cow Mountain. Random group of bandits / Yellow Turban, and they ran into Guan Yu on his way back from leaving Cao Cao to rejoin Liu Bei. Zhou Tang obviously ends up joining Guan Yu. And because this story is fictional, Zhou Tang is also fictional. Pei Yuanshao was going to join Guan Yu as well, but on his way back to gather up all the bandits they had to join Guan Yu's little band of armies, he ran into Zhao Yun, who was still kind of wondering to find Liu Bei because he went home for 7 years. It has to do with his parents dying, but it's a different story. And he tried to steal Zhao Yun's horse, and Zhao Yun killed him. Now, this is all fictional. This is all only in the Romance of Three Kingdoms. So he exists in that story to kind of be a character that Zhao Yun kills. And that's pretty much all he does. So not very important. And I don't know why he would be a virtuous outrider if he's just a horse thief, even in Romance where he exists. His abilities are fine in game. One of the only Yellow Turban characters with Wisdom of the River. Very powerful debuff. We'll try to use that. And he's sort of a support character overall. He still has the rest of Yellow Turban skill tree, which is where things will shine for us. We want a lot of characters because not only you have good bonuses like these, you eventually get some nice faction-wide bonuses. There are local county construction time bonuses where you just need to show up to kind of stand there on the battlefield to give construction bonus. You don't have to be on assignment. There are also research rate bonuses. Just having the character in your faction gives you additional research rate. This is the best way to gain research rate instead of buildings, since technically it's free. And the rest of his roster does have some Hun abilities. You could abuse this with Flaming Shot Trebuchets. Not many characters would have this. And then you also have Recovery, which is a infinite heal that you can use on the battlefield. It's very slow, but it is infinite duration. You have 3% income from peasantry. There's also a version for industry. There's also a version for commerce. So the more characters we have in our roster, the better it will be for our faction, because we can get bonuses to income, we can get bonuses to enlightenment. Every Yellow Turban ability, the Hun one doesn't count, but Yellow Turban ability that you pick up will be 2 points of enlightenment. And enlightenment is this currency that we need to rank up our faction. Currently we have 91, and ranking up give us all these bonuses, more armies, more assignment slots. We do not have desire for higher office in the early phases of our campaign, but once we hit higher tier, we will start going from negative 100% to negative 50, and that will kind of give us a little bit of satisfaction issue. But overall, it's not a huge deal. It eventually goes to 0%, where you act like a normal faction once you hit enlightenment. People are willing to fight for you when you're still kind of an early upstart, but then once you're hitting kingdom tier, similar levels, people will want office positions. And that's fine. There are all sorts of different diplomacy options that we can unlock as we tier up, which for us is completely useless because we are going for This is Total War, which is sort of this achievement playstyle that you would declare war on all factions the moment you meet them, which is what we're about to do now. This will help make this campaign a little bit more difficult. It will also take diplomacy out of the game, as we will pretty much never have an option to peace out with any of them. To make it easier on us, let's see. Hello, we're not at war. Now we are. Cao Cao is very difficult to deal with because he does have all those schemes that he can throw at you. We'll try to kill him as soon as possible, but that's not a guarantee. Alright, I think we are not at war with Yuan Shu either. And we actually have a deal with them. Well, that's interesting. The game gave us an initial deal, a non-aggression pact with Yuan Shu, even though historically we don't have any interactions. Oh well. Do we have everyone? Nope, not yet. Kong Rong the Scholar. Liu Bei, who actually works with Gongdu later on. And Lu Kang, who is very old. I think he's 73 around this period. Has to fight Sun Ce for about a year before pretty much dying of old age. Alright, so we did our diplomacy thing. We are now at war with everyone. And we can take a look at where we start. We do have quite a bit of land. We have 4 territories. We have everything. Jiangxia is very nicely built, actually. It's a city. So level 5 settlement, 4 buildings, all tier 2. Not the buildings I want, but there's still free buildings that we can demolish and get some cash back from. We have some farm to provide us the food to sustain a city, and hopefully a higher tier settlement here. It's currently only a town. This is very low level. Yunan's very nice because we have some industry income. And for those who are unfamiliar with Yellow Turban income sources, industry is still probably the best one, not only because of raw value, but because of the forge building right here. The Yellow Turban Forge gives industry income and percentage from industry, and most importantly, replenishment rate for local commandery. So 10% for tier 1, 20% for tier 2. That is massive. Your cap for replenishment is 50% per turn, and this contribute almost half of your cap. So imagine having all sorts of other bonuses you typically would, such as population replenishment and maybe character replenishment and mustering in the early game. And you're going to be close to that 50% throughout your game by having the forge building everywhere, which is something you should look to do. You also have additional base industry income from the artisan building as well as the manufacturer. So you have additional source of base industry. You do lose some of the percentage you would get from private workshop. It just doesn't exist. You have a much weaker version, 40% from commerce instead of like 190%, and 30% from industry. It's not a terrible building. If you do have a lot of industry and commerce, this is fine. But mostly you're looking for a lot of base income when you build. You still want the inn. You pretty much want the inn everywhere early on just to help you with satisfaction, or else people are going to be pretty angry with you even without desire for higher office, since you don't have many other mechanics to keep them happy. That's the thing. So inn is sort of the building you want to go. Inn plus a forge is typically how you want to start most of your settlements as Yellow Turbans, to help with maintaining a lot of characters. And instead of going for buildings like private workshop or the marketplace version, the communal trade, for percentage income, you actually just want to get more characters and use those characters' abilities, such as this inspiration, 6% from commerce. And you also saw the earlier version, 3% from peasantry. And there is another one for, there's the peasantry one. There's another one for industry, if I can find it. It's not in every class. There we go, focus. 3% from industry. And just by having a bunch of characters with these abilities and additional research rate, we can increase the income in our commanderies. And that's sort of our go-to tactic here. So aside from winning some fights, we're also going to try to build properly. Our reform tree requires actual research. We don't get these for free every year, but if our research rate is high, we can get multiple one, per year, assuming we can research them. We start with a couple free ones, nothing major, some faction-wide satisfaction, character experience, population growth, which makes sense for He Yi's faction, and some campaign movement range. And like the game said earlier on, we do get Youxia as our unique unit early on. There's another unit here. It's the Jiazi Riders. They're small. They're half unit size units, I believe. On extreme, they should be 60, but here we see 30. It's not that good because of their small unit size, and we're not allowed to use them because they're not a peasant either. So what we're going to get here is this one down here to get some additional income from post-battle loot and looting settlements. Since we'll be fighting a ton, this is Total War, we need this to kind of sustain our early game economy. It'll take 4 turns. I think it's 400% to complete one in the first roll. So with 110%, if you divide that, it's 3 point something. And you can't have sort of a half turn rounding, so it's going to be 4 turns. It's always going to be rounded up as long as you have a point. 3.0001 will also take 4 turns. So you want to be efficient there. Once we get 200%, these will fall down to 2 turn. That's how it works. All right, let's get our fight going. Get our army. We're going to delete some units to make ourselves weaker in this first fight. I believe we have all the items. Everyone has a weapon, which is nice. We might get more weapons here. Okay. We did not, but Master Craftsman with additional industry income. Given that we will be spamming forges will be very good. There's a set bonus if we do get the Ceremonial Stone Axe, but that's not a big deal because then we have to put this faction-wide bonus character as administrator, which makes no sense, and we're never going to do that. The bonus for melee evasion, it's faction-wide. Never mind, it's not just on him. That's massive. It means our melee infantry will just get more melee evasion. Even our peasants will be very good in this case. Let's see which unit we don't want. So technically everyone's getting deleted afterwards, so it's fine. I think we'll keep the 2 range unit here. Archer Masters have very high damage. And for those who are unfamiliar, Huang Zu is sort of this range-focused general, one with heaven, additional bonus base damage for range units. The Burin trait to give ourselves more ammos, enemy less ammo. If we can put him in the leadership role later on, assuming he doesn't die of old age, we can gain faction-wide stock, which is very strong. Everyone be invisible. And he has other range-focused bonuses here and an invisible stock surprise attack. Gong Du is more of a fighter, and he has a not faction-wide, but army-wide bonus within a certain range. But the gauge of this is how strong your army is compared to the enemy. You have to have a stronger enemy. So deleting units right now is also going to help activate Desperate Cry, which will give nearby units 15-second duration of additional damage and melee charge bonus, which is pretty useful. So we'll try to get this set up where we have that situation going. He Yi has an early damage ability, Judgment. It's 19k splash. The numbers look bigger because we are on extreme. So if you are changing it back to large unit size, just divide it by 2. He has recovery as well. We really want this so that basically can't die in a fight. We don't have better weapons unless we want to strip some weapons. I don't think this is very weak. We can strip the bow. It's not the most useful thing, but I think Huang Zu could use that for this fight here. 2 instinct. I think He Yi, I think we'll give it to Gong Du. Might as well use our items. There's no point not. 31, 31, 29. Oh, they're lower, but he's going to be in a fight, so we'll put him right here. And the units will delete. Let's get rid of these. Militia of Virtue is unbreakable, so that's very useful. We want to keep that. We'll kill these spearmen. We want the fire arrow bonus on the horseback huntsman to hurt enemy morale. And we just want damage from Archery Master. I think we'll get rid of these as well. The Warband has very high damage, so I think we'll keep him. Yeah, 66 base damage. Very high. And then Yosa's Unbreakable, which we'll keep. So we went half. I think we're definitely gonna get a fight here instead of run away, but we're still deemed stronger, or at least evenly matched. So we're not gonna get that Desperate Cry bonus, which is a bit unfortunate, but we still have another fight after this, so we might as well just get it started here. We're fighting Huang Zu and his son, Huang She. They're vassals of Liu Biao, but relationship doesn't really matter for us since we're fighting everyone. They do make him sound very noble here, but like I said, they're pretty much glorified bandits at this point. There is no real movement of Yellow Turban and belief at this juncture, or else you wouldn't see them working with people like Liu Bei and Yuan Shao. We don't have Fire Arrow here. I think that's his own retinue, which is fine. I think we'll just take the high ground. We're not going to run into them. We have 2 unbreakable units. That's going to be our core. And then these 2 are also very strong units. We didn't mention this one. This is Guardian of the Land. This is another faction unique unit. Technically, Youxia is the free unit for He Yi's faction. Guardian of the Land is the free unit for Gong Du's faction. And Archery Master, I believe, is the free unit for Huang Zhao's faction. And we get them all here. We'll be using our generals. It is romance mode. We'll try to get some duels. And what we will do, since they are father and son, I don't think the faction leader, Huang Zu, will fight us. By fighting us, I mean duel us. We'll harass with this. I think we'll group him. We want He Yi to get a fight. Because he has a damage ability. We can use this. Okay, so this will help. We can give He Yi a boost. We do get the knockdown. He will probably use his ability, Admin Resolve here. We want to wait till, we want to wait till that cooldown ends. We're going to wait for that 10-second before we use our ability because that dodge rate will be applied to any sort of damage abilities as well. Alright, while we wait, let's kind of circle around, do some damage. Alright, his ability is down. We're going to give him a bonus and then activate the damage ability. He wants to fight 2v1, we'll do it. Look how hard we chunked him. We got ourselves some extra damage and we hit him with that 19k damage. So we should get him no problem. He doesn't have a good weapon. We don't want to chase into any of their spears, and any damage done to him is pointless because we are going to kill their son, and the family bonus is actually going to heal him, make him angry, so we don't want to actually fight him and waste our health. Pull back, they're trying to shoot us. We have slightly more range at this point and the angle is good. If we can get to their range units and pick them off, that'd be great. We want to use it again. He's probably going to turn the tide with that ability a little bit. Cooldown's very short on this. About 45-second cycle with the cooldown duration, and we just want to spam it. We missed, it seems. Alright, it's fine if we get shot here. Maybe we go a little loose formation. I don't think the front line will have any trouble here. And we'll also switch to melee, turn that back. We'll chase since they're not fighting. And we'll go here to kill him. It's gonna be close. Sentinels still have very high evasion, even though his is only 22. Ours is 11, even worse. Alright, let's see. We want to charge this guy. Militia Virtue can just hold. Yusia can break him. I'm gonna go cover this. Actually, he can cover this, and we'll push out to the middle. We can stop this here. We'll use it again. His ability's down. We should chunk him. We killed him with a chunk. He's angry, and we just make sure we fight him. Alright, so I think we can get a flank here. They're fighting there. He's gonna hold that hill. We didn't break him, but He Yi can help flank that. It's okay if we get dismounted. We'll actually hit harder. We're flanking this unit together. There's very little damage on Militia Virtue, but they do hold really well. High evasion and unbreakable. Does he want to dismount himself? Alright. We'll go try to take out their range, and you will pepper this Spear Guard, even though he has really high range block chances. Okay. But he will use his ability here. Probably should dismount to get more splash, but yeah, we'll take the cone shape. It's fine. Anything work here? As long as we stop the archers from doing much, we can lose the cavalry. We can technically lose every unit since we are deleting them after turn 1 anyways. Let's try to shoot these on the way back. They are bouncing back. I'm gonna dismount actually. I think we have a dual sword, which has really fast attack animations, and we can try our best to take out the other enemy unit with that. I might dismount here as well to use our ability a bit better. Alright, they're better served using their fire arrows. Okay, they will actually bounce back, not a problem. Let's see if we can get a good animation here. We're next to our horse, which I don't really like. Let's see if we can get a splash animation. Still cone shape, never mind. Alright, some fire arrow on here, just to route. Their line broke. We did plenty of damage there. We ran out of ammo, even with the Burrent buff. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll hit him. We don't have a horse anymore, so we can't really chase him, but he's also dismounted. The fire arrow did work here. Now once they are kind of running, we can kind of charge them. We'll just stay on them to make sure they don't bounce back. We'll win that fight on the ground. Everyone else is getting chased. This should be fine. Yeah, run away from us. Can we flank them by any chance? Army loss kicking in anytime soon? 23, I think. Not yet. Just damage sustained so far. I don't think he wants to duel. The only thing is he's going to bounce back. We can definitely hurt him here. Alright, good win. Good win. Army loss. There we go. Wavering. Negative 52. And we have 1. We don't need to chase. I don't know if this register as a turn 1 fight where they just get auto-destroyed. I don't think so. Or else they wouldn't retreat with the full army. So we do have to pursue them eventually, but having a crippled enemy army on the field is definitely very helpful. Capturing their generals and executing them is also very helpful if we can do that. We were not able to do that. 408 income or picking up 5% replenishment. Ooh, little torn here. We do need money, but post-battle income give us 573 already, so I think we'll just take replenishment. There are a lot of Yellow Turban skills that increase post-battle income when present. I think we have a few of them. Not these. Maybe Gongdu has one. Yep, 50% additional post-battle income when present. Basically means he's took part in the battle. And we might have another one here. Yep, so we had 100%. So essentially that's why we got 573. And that's why we want to abuse these very powerful abilities. Now this fight is going to be harder because we have infantry of Jing, very high morale infantry, sturdy units, 3-4 units of cavalry, very difficult to deal with. Archer militia is easy. Gan Ning, obviously a very powerful general in his own right. And we have Su Fei, who is Gan Ning's friend. And actually Su Fei is the one who helps Gan Ning switch sides to join Sun Quan. And when Sun Quan finally destroyed Huang Zu, Su Fei was spared because Gan Ning pleaded for him since he was the one who got him out in the first place. Now we are pretty healthy except for He Yi. Unfortunately, I really like He Yi's abilities here and I don't think I want to switch him off, which means I'm not going to summon He Man with him. I was thinking of summoning He Man with Huang Shao here. The burn debuff, it's not worth very much since we're only debuffing the enemy archer militias. And his bonuses doesn't really help us. There's additional replenishment bonus there. One with Heaven's the weak part. That's why we don't want him. The bow's not going to be that useful. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to delete his units. Spend quite a bit of money to replace him. What we want is recall swap. And we're going to swap him with He Man here. We just want the general. We just want the abilities. The units we can just delete. Yellow Sky Herald. I mean, being unbreakable, maybe we don't delete. Militia of Virtue, also same thing. 25 though. I guess even 25 being unbreakable has tremendous value. And we're going to take this crowd into this crowd. And they will get us a fight. They're heavily favored. But if we use our Hail of Arrows properly to snipe generals, we should be able to win this fight. Let's get it started. And if we were going to pursue one army, this is the army we want to pursue. Liu Biao's very annoying faction in the early game. Just because the type of unit he produces with his faction unique. I think they will charge us, much like the last fight. I don't know if I can get on top of that. I probably can get on top of that hill. That rock would be nice to use. Ah, we have some vision. We can protect our units from a potential flank. I'm going to use these as range units for this fight. And just kind of park them behind. With the rain, I don't know if we can light this forest on fire. Most likely not. But we're not going to micro them around too much. We're just going to get these guys kind of close up the flanks there. And then try to get a really good Hail of Arrow. Kind of what we want. I think we get the really healthy guy here. Then we'll just close up the flanks here. We can use this freely now and give the bonus to our units once the fighting does get started. They technically only have 2... Hold on, let me throw some out first. They technically only have 2 units of infantry to fight our infantry. The rest are cavalry, which I'm not super concerned with. We have a lot of good spear units to block that. And the ones that we, aren't spear units have unbreakable, so they're not really going to do too much morale damage and just rout us. We're dying on this hill. We're not moving. So we're going to throw out our caltraps and then look for fights. This is sort of our exit path. We can come along as well. Let's keep the generals together. Oh, they're in the middle of the field. Oh, we can sneak through and maybe do a nice straight hail of arrows at them. Ideally, we want to hit the general, since we have a hard time killing the general straight up. With a duel, we can probably grind him to death, given that we have 83% melee evasion. Heman's ridiculous. Yeah, they're lined up perfectly for hail of arrows, but where's the generals? Still hidden. They're probably in the forest here then. Any chance? Oh. I'm pretty confident we can beat him. He has a silver weapon, but it's literally the worst silver weapon in the game. 1.4k armor piercing, 1.8k base. Our weapon has, we have a bronze one, but because he probably can't hit us, we should be able to kill him. He has 19% melee evasion. We're going to spam this. Come give him a desperate attack boost. I guess we're the only ones who will be using hail of arrows at this point then. The enemy cavalry, 4 units of them, could charge our generals and do pretty massive damage. Heman might get caught in that situation. We have to be careful of that. Even out some of the damage boosts. Can we find the other general and get a duel there? They're not friends in the game, unfortunately. He's level 1, never mind, we don't even have to worry about him. It's gonna be a very slow duel because we don't have damage, but we have high melee evasion. Not the most traditional weapon in the game, but historically, these were more historical weapons than like the glaives you see. Short Z was very popular. While these maces are a little bit large, you wouldn't see this big of a mace head. It would be maybe the size of an egg. It's hard to swing these things. Think about leverage if they're too heavy at the ends. And you're just really trying to get a blunt damage on someone at a point. You don't need them to be massive. Heman's just showing off he has a lot of muscles. Now, unfortunately, our high evasion is not going to save us from cavalry since charge does go through evasion. So hopefully we can get a clean exit after we get the kill here. And we will get the kill. Smash his head in. His troops are like, hurrah, go Gan Ning. Little do they know, he's barely scratched us. Alright, we are 37k. Look how much we heal after the fight. 42, that's our max. We lost 5k and we just killed him. We're getting charged. Can we get back on our horse? Don't freeze. Don't fight. Get on your horse. There we go. He's trying to get to his horse. Oh no, we got knocked by... That's bad. Alright. Get on a horse. Get on. Actually, can we fight him on the ground? I don't mind hitting him on the ground. Oh no, we got on a horse. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, we want to get out of this charge and then hide in the forest, reset, and come back and just hail of arrow them. Because now it's sort of a free situation. Oh! We can do it now. They didn't charge. Can we get the animation off before they charge? Don't click anything. The animation might give you the refund back if you get stuck. But if you click stuff, you might get yourself stuck. No, we got it back. We took some damage. Unfortunate, we gotta hide. It didn't pull off the animation in time, and we're now just kind of stuck. Are we actually just stuck here? Oh, we're actually just stuck here. Can I still do this? Oh no, we got bugged out. Can we use anything? Oh, that is extremely unfortunate. The hail of arrow animation, if it does get interrupted, could bug your character out, which is what happened here. It's gonna take them forever to kill us, though. We have insane reach. We can't use anything. We're stuck. It grays out, but it doesn't go into the animation, so... Oh, come on. Give me someone to get unstuck. They're gonna just charge me to death. Yeah, we're... Did he bump? Could they bump me out? Could we lure them over here? He's stuck. He's just stuck. If we can get them into our range, maybe they'll start charging the whole thing. Because they don't see this army that well here. Come on. Arrows. Arrows. Fire. What are you waiting for? What are you guys waiting for? Are you afraid of friendly on the general? There's no friendly here. Just shoot. Unfortunately, we're literally stuck here. I can't do anything with him. Infantry will murder him, right? Yeah, we're just bugged out over there. Did they just pull back? Having high evasion means they can't really kill you, even if you get bugged out. They're trying. They went back. We have to exit this way because we threw those cow traps. Alright, we're gonna have to move to save Heman. Operation Save Private Heman. Can we shoot them from over here? Oh, we're lighting it up on fire. That's great. Did not expect that to work. Oh, pull back over here. Slow us down a little. Set it up. Pull back a little. As long as it's our spear fighting them, we're totally fine with this. We're unbreakable. Give everyone more damage. I'll kill that. I'll kill that. At least Heman is occupying one unit of infantry of Jin. That is his contribution to this fight. They can run to the cow trap. Let them run to the cow trap. They bounce back. Do some morale damage on the enemy archers. We're gonna take out their range units from the fight. But don't over chase. Stay on that. And they're trying to do a rear flanking charge. Not gonna matter too much to us. Target selection is a little weird. As long as we can stay with that. Okay, we're just gonna quickly kill those. I don't think we can get a duel. Keep your distance. Just fire some shots at enemy cavalry. Knock them out. Don't think they're bouncing back. -15, most likely not. -2, they will fully bounce back. Our generals will come back and help later. Alright, you guys fight that. You fight him. Swords out. they're gonna take out our range here. It's okay. As long as we can engage one of them, we'll take it. Negative 30, negative 19. Well, how is this negative 20? This is probably fine. If they bounce back, they bounce back. They're so far from the fight, they're not going to be useful. Heman is going to stall that unit till death, so we're not going to worry about that unit at all. Go back and join the fight over here. It's another healthy cavalry unit. We'll let the cavalry units bounce back and forth a couple times. We'll focus on this infantry in right here. I'm gonna regroup. We're back. Alright, boys. We're definitely the weaker side. Let's give ourselves some boosts. I'm gonna try to dismount here and kill their enemy general. That should cause some morale damage. I don't think the cone shape attack is gonna be any help here. I'm also gonna play dismount here and kill him. Dismount. Spear on horse, spear on horse. General on general, sword on their spear, axe on their spear would be really good. Oh, except for it's not really axe, it's just a club. I was thinking maybe we'd take out his shield evasion, but that should be the People's Warband. They're actually a low tier unit, just high base damage. That's fine. We have plenty of unbreakable Yosha here to fight them off. And I think Sufei is going to go down. Cavalry fighting spear, even with all these flank maneuvers, not going to do too much. Would have been better if we killed him, but negative 10, he's probably going to bounce back. We're still at 29k. We didn't lose any health. They have not been able to hurt us. I can't do anything, but we have occupied one unit. I guess that's fine. Cavalry, negative 10. Alright, we're going to go save Heman. Whoever bounces back. You two remount. It's a lot of moving parts. Yeah, they can bounce back and we can just fight them. General first. Alright, we got them. Could have been a lot easier if he didn't bug out, but even in the bug out state, he did contribute to the victory. Heroic should help our capture chance, and maybe we do capture a couple of their generals and kill them. We are executing everyone. We can never recruit them, so there's no point to keep them alive. We did not get anyone. We don't need replenishment this turn because we are probably going to go without an army after this turn. So I think income here to get a bit back after summoning Heman for that fight, even though he didn't really help us that much. Campaign movement, 6% from commerce. We don't have much commerce. We're going to get either recovery or... Huh. That's really strong. Recovery only helps himself. This helps everyone near him. We didn't get any items. We didn't get any executions. We could chase, but we're chasing into Nanyang's garrison, which is a little scary. A lot of melee cav, which is hard to deal with. Our movement cannot get anyone, so we're going to go back to our territory here. And most likely we're going to... Oh, let's first speed up the movement. And then... Going back to Runan, going to delete everything. We're going to follow our rule and we're going to do our peasant focus. We can recruit them, actually. But obviously no one's going to be healed. Oh, we also can't recruit them because we marched over here. That's fine. With the garrison here and the abilities, they should fire. And we should be fine. I want to upgrade this and do one assignment. And the only assignment we're actually interested in doing, I mean, development planning is great and all. I do want to do that eventually. It will save money and effort for our buildings. But we want to attract talent. We need more generals. And that's really what we should focus to do all the time. I believe how it works is within the 5 turns, there's a chance you trigger the event where you can recruit a general. And as soon as you trigger it, you can cancel it and reset the assignment to try to get it again. Because the more generals we have, the better we scale. We're going to fix the buildings. These two are fine. Getting some base industry, getting some percentage industry, and getting some more base industry here is everything we want. Jiangxia is a mess. We have the peasantry percentage plus food percentage building with population growth. It's useless for us. Just having some base food is good enough. So this is getting canceled. Then we have remote safe house, which is a recruitment cost decreasing one that gives a bit of, what do you call it? Public order. Well, decreasing adjacent enemy commanded public order, which causes rebellions. But it's sort of our palace building chain. And this is just not something we need right now. We do get one additional administrator. I don't want Jiangxia to be where our headquarters is. You can only have one copy of this, I believe, similar to a palace. And we just need more raw income at this point. That's gone. This is a population growth plus percentage industry in the future percentage commerce. Also not something we need right now. That's gone. Something that provides base income. Even though I don't really want this building in the long run, I think we do keep it for now. It's raw income that we really need. So we can't really get rid of that. I could cancel one building. Not cancel, but instant one building. So we'll lose 250. These are half price. You get half of the demolished costs. You pay half to get, you only get half back. And we lose less by getting rid of one of these. We're going to just get rid of that one. I want an in building. We need that satisfaction boost. And we can't really live without it. The other alternatives go for Forge, since it does provide more income and replenishment rates. Both are fine. You can kind of gauge what you really need. The inn is only 1 turn, which is the great part about it. And that's why we're going to go with that. And I think that actually is going to do it for us. A little bit of tax increase. I don't really mind any sort of public order crisis early on. We need to get as much money as we can and fill out as many armies as we can. I can raise another army here. Unless they have night battle. They shouldn't, but they're replacing the sun, so they might get it. Anyways, we'll try it. Oh, he's on assignment. Never mind. We can't get anyone. And we can end our turn here. Once we do get a big roster, things will be a lot easier. Rekindling the flame. There is no mission for us in this start date, which is why we have all these house rules. But in essence, we just get a rank up bonus. We did trigger the character. I believe each of these reflect one of the 3 classes. Compassion's healer, that I remember. I think frugality is a veteran and humility is a scholar. And I think scholars are the ones you want because there's a chance to get the brewer class, which triggers 10% research rate right away. And most of the passive income bonus are on most scholar classes. I did a really detailed Yellow Turban DLC class guide for the generic classes way back. And just off the top of the head, I think humility is what we want. We can check to see if that's right. Yep, we got a scholar and we got a brewer. Exactly what we're looking for. And they start with... Oh, they don't start with insight. Maybe it's another scholar class. But in essence, we want the character that starts with insight to get instant boost of 10% research rate. Faster research, more reforms. Just better scaling for us. There is the post-battle loot one, which is nice. There is inner fire. That one's not so great. Recovery, pretty powerful, but mainly we want it for the 3% peasantry boost. 20% corruption. This is our only way to get corruption reduction. So in the Well, aside from having local leaders, which is our administrator, we're limited by how many of those we can have. But in essence, we're going to have a bunch of characters standing around in our best commandery with integrity to reduce our corruption. 6% commerce. Okay, so we can get 6% commerce, 10% research rate, and then this 3% peasantry from this character. We did get an item, which is nice. I'm going to remove it though. He is beautiful. Get some satisfaction. He is populous, also get some satisfaction. So we're not going to have an issue with him for satisfaction. That's great. And we are going to cancel that assignment, like I said. Once you do get the character, just cancel it. Go to your other commandery and run the same one. Don't put a lot of characters on this because I believe the event trigger can only happen once per turn. So just have one active at all time to try to trigger it. That's pretty much all you need to do. We did pick up a military great axe, another weapon. Interesting. Time to get ourselves a peasant army, and that's pretty much all we're going to do. We do have a bunch of cash army first. We have a couple options: peasant spearmen, peasant warriors, and peasant archers. I actually think we should just be running... I don't know if we want any spearmen. They do counter cavalry, but I think we actually don't care that much about cavalry. I guess the armor piercing damage is nice. 41 focus, right? 42 base. You get less melee evasion, but we can boost that with He since we're running his faction. That's definitely going to help us. Yeah, I think we're going to run straight spearmen. They're all very cheap. Do we need a few archers just to mix it in to get some morale damage? Actually, who are we kidding? The friendly fire from their inaccuracy is probably going to lower the morale of our peasants. This is our army. When they reach rank 10, we can switch them to any unit we want. That's the rule. Alright, the rest we're going to build the forge. We still need economy. And we really want to upgrade this eventually, but it's going to take some time. We're going to need more characters before we can do much, but this is going to be our first army going forward. I want to destroy Liu Biao and then Cao Cao, most likely. We're probably going to have to put a defensive army over here later on. But that's pretty much all we can do. We can check to see if we met any factions, anyone we did declare war on. That is not the case. So how fast can we get this replenishment going? 2 turns. So we have 42% right now, and then 10% extra mustering. We could get that as high as 50 plus whatever our mustering rate is. But let's continue. Ooh, the little conqueror. He wants Rulan. I am not going to give it to him because that forge building is very important to us. So even if we're not at full replenishment, here we come. Now the good thing is the AI doesn't know how to aim with these abilities, and hitting our faction leader with satisfaction is just useless. I'm mostly healed. We do have to run, I think. We have to give up not only the mustering, but also the replenishment. We still have to defend this area. And you can see this turn we didn't trigger the assignment at all. Payment Shaw is too expensive to summon onto the field. So it's going to be Huang Zu only. And we don't really need an assignment this turn, technically. Run 6 of these. I don't think we can afford any more than that. We really want to build this, and I might be tempted to run development planning right now. Just to get that construction cost discount. It's going to last a few turns, 5 turns, so as long as we can save that money, maybe through a few fights, we'll be fine. And this is just going to be a tight start to things. Going to farm. He went to ambush mode? How's that going to help him? I expect to see a bunch of armies from a bunch of factions. Do we get a recruitment trigger? That's all I really care about right now. We didn't check diplomacy, but we don't really need to be so stressed about this. We might have met him last turn. I'm not going for the achievement because I already have it. This is our third. This is Total War campaign, I think. So if we miss one here or there, it's not gonna ruin the life of the game. Should I just bump into him? I know he's here. There we go. And he failed. So the little conqueror is not so wise here. Let's fight it. Let's see the flood of peasants. He has... Let's see, what ability did he have? He has Flame of the Phoenix. He has the right one to kill us. But we'll see if he can do that. He took his sister's bow. Baby sister, by the way. Only AI can do that. Now this is a peasant movement. Squad 1. Squad 2. Squad 3. Charge. Oh, so many flags. The banner should be toned down a little. We got sharpened bamboo sticks. That's what we got. Now, to be honest, how is this army upkeep 87 gold per turn? There's no way these bamboo sticks cost that much. They're throwing a gold bow at my units. Alright. We're gonna get this correct this time. Shoot it from far away. Turn to face the enemy cavalry. Turn to face the enemy cavalry. We're just spraying really, really far. Not looking for huge damage. Just get some free shots. Yeah, morale is gonna absolutely tank. U4 in, or actually U5 in the middle, charge their archers. I just selected extra ones, fine. We'll just switch the command a bit later. Oh, charging bamboo sticks. Cavalry still lose these, look at that. I don't know why they did that charge. Alright, that cooldown's gonna end soon. Flank their axe unit. Actually, you go for that. Push out. Are they gonna charge these? He did the smash. It's okay. A lot of death. That's what this is all about. Charge up. Oh, they turned. We're gonna get a lot of bounce back as well. Not too worried. They got sprayed. Oh, they are dying. Alright, come get Sun Ce. We're actually favored right now, which I don't think will be the case soon. 3v1. 1v1 we win, as long as they don't run away. We bounce back, try to get a flank. Now, it's not like mercenary archers are that strong, but we're just a bunch of farmers with sticks. Bamboo sticks. Very sharp bamboo sticks. We just gotta make sure whoever bounces back, get back into the fight. And try to stay efficient here. Alright, we're not gonna chase. Oh, they almost got to them and then they routed. They killed that here. 3. We got them. We're still favored. Not too worried. I got 2 more hail of arrows left. No one can kill He Man. I can give these axe guys all day and they can't kill him. Alright. Charge that. That's going to bounce back and I should be able to flank him. You guys kill that. We got the general. Fight that. Fight that. Flank that. You kill one of us. and more of us will rise. Yeah, they're also just bouncing back and forth, but the fact that he's running 3 cavalry is not helping him. 4 cavalry, actually? Yeah. Actually, it's 4 cavalry. Alright, his archer's trapped. Our routing unit has completed the surround. And now it's just pokey bamboo sticks versus axes. Revenge of the bamboo forest. We have better damage. 47 armor piercing and 11 base versus 19 and 7. They have faster attack speed, but if you double, right, it's a little bit higher than double, but our damage is actually more than double theirs, so it's almost even, and we have just more of us than what they can muster. Do we need to kill him? I think we don't need to kill him. And mercenary units have very bad morale, so they're going down right here too. They killed one of us. Or at least one of us routed off the field. I don't think they got a complete kill. Yeah, just routed off the field. And this is with a level 1 forge. Once we get level 2, we get another 10% replenishment, and we'll be just basically running at 50% all the time. We'll take money. And we just need to chase him down. He got to ambush us, fight, retreat. Hey, that makes sense. He does get 2 retreats. We are at 48%, 2% off the cap, and we're pretty much going to be running full armies all the time. With the money that we did get, we could build this now, right? With the discount that we got from the assignment, I could just run it and then cancel the assignment right after. Or, oh, we didn't get another character, right? So we can't actually recruit anyone. That's pretty much what we're going to do then. Maybe our efficient way to spend that. It is spring. We don't get a free reform. I could also go for a building. This doesn't give us much since it's only to a city, I believe. A large town. We don't even get the extra building slot until 2 more tiers. That's just too slow. We want a tier 1 building. We probably want the tier 1 manufacturing for the most raw income. Farming. Get some food bonus. That's the other option. It's not super efficient. Early on. Yeah, I think early on it's better to just capture these farms rather than go for farming. We should actually just get the 100. 70 versus 100. The 100 has what? A 10% boost? It's actually not that different. 95. But a tier 2, it's very different, right? We're at 200 at that point, so... manufacturing it is. Alright, so we have this holding down the fort. And I expect Gan Ning stack to come back. I want another army here to help, but we just don't have that option right now. Need more generals. We can take Lujiang, capture Hefei here, and expand out that way. We do get with the spring round of impediments from the faction council events, but this is fine. We have 48%. 5% is not going to hurt us. We pick up 10% additional post-battle loot. It's kind of what we wanted. And then the choices become pretty wild. We might go for some building options or just some basic stuff because we don't have research rate going up. This is another great way to get enlightenment. The assignments that you can unlock from these are not that useful. The mustering turn bonus, however, I think is underrated for getting our armies ready. Because while our replenishment will get capped, mustering is the only way we can get additional bonuses, and getting towers during pre-battle might be the best thing that can help us. Typically, if we're not running full peasant strategy, we'll probably go for this because Huang Lao's Paragon there is very strong and also very cheap. But since we are doing peasant only, it's just less attractive. 10% off the cost. Actually, we'll take that. The earlier we get that, the better it is for us. Can I reach Hefei? I cannot. But we do want it. It's only level 2. There's no walls. Means there's a lot of towers. It's not a great thing. Our building discount. We really need this to go up. There's no recruitment candidates. We just have to use these assignments. It's not triggering, so tough luck on us. I don't think we're upgrading this anytime soon. It just doesn't make sense to cost the money here. I could wait till this goes. No, I want Pansha on the field next turn. We need him. We need him. Where else should we be? Gonna send an army this way. We need to switch these forces. We'll take the heal. And then we're gonna go back here and then swap these two. And then go from there. The tier 2 buildings, what we're talking about, that increase in income is huge. This increase in income is very good too. We'll take the quick one. And that should be everything we want. Rebellions in Jiangxia, we can take care of that if we have generals. Maybe we'll go that way instead. Yeah, we'll change our tactic. We'll run our army into Cao Cao and we'll run them down into Jiangxia to stop rebellions. And we'll give up this iron mine. It's not something we need to hold. Cao Cao's, yeah, these are too much. We actually lose all charge bonus in the entire faction. And I cannot accept that. Oh, okay. Not great. We ran to the wrong thing. I think the solution here is to actually recall everyone and get him out of there, because we don't want to take that fight and lose our general. Is it easy resummon? Alright, so if Nobel's going to be a problem here, we might just go down. He has no siege weapons, but I think he's going for Jiangxia. He could also be going for this. Jiangxia would mean he'd be at least one more turn. I can force march to here. And then posture down here to defend it if he does siege it. Because he cannot take it instantly. And then we'll just be fighting at Huarong. Because we know Nobel's army's here. Gan Ning's still probably being built up over here. But that's not really our concern. I could build something, but it's most likely going to get stopped. Yuanshaw gets summoned here. I don't have enough money. He costs too much. I could stagger these because that's about to time out. I don't think it's triggering. Let's hope that triggers because we desperately need more characters. I don't care about that one. Ooh, Yuan Shu. Liu Bei. Things gonna get spicy. We got people coming from everywhere. Runan's probably gonna fall. We did get it to trigger from Pei Yuanshao. He's very good at this. Let's get another scholar. Another brewer. Also coming in with an item. So, looking at our movement range, we can hit him, but he's most likely going to run. We could also just run back and defend Runan, which I think is the right move. We don't want to lose this forge, we don't want to lose this upgrade. So that's what we're going to come back to. We're going to fight Liu Bei and Zhao Yun, who have been attritioning away trying to travel to us. Yuan Shu, very similar here. He came from a fight where he got injured, but then he refused to heal just so that he can march to us. We also have Xu Huang paying us a visit. Could be a lot of gold weapons if we get a lot of execution. But essentially this army is going to march back here. We're going to defend it. We can do a summon here again, but it's too much risk in my opinion. I can't see his movement. Huh, I can't check his movement range. That's weird. Yeah, usually you should see the highlights. That just means we should summon here. Get a couple more people on the field. Take care of that rebellion that's going to spawn. And then we'll bounce back from here. Things are going to get a little interesting. Got a good weapon. And we'll definitely equip that. And fight our way out of this. So until next time. Bye.